Okay, so after the two previous videos, we're going to start drawing for real this time. So we're going to draw a pencil using the shape tools. And if you already watched the previous video, you know we've got the rectangle tool, round rectangle, ellipse tool, and so on, right? So that's going to be pretty easy. So I'm going to click and drag and delete all of these so we can start from scratch. So if you just started off by clicking on the File menu, the New, right, then just to start off, just make sure you select a letter-sized artboard. Landscape mode is fine, and then just hit OK. I clicked cancel because I already have a document right here, so there's no need for me to create a new one. So I'm going to start off by drawing a rectangle, which is going to be the wood part of my pencil, right? So I just click and drag. I'm just going to eye it. It's up to you if you want it to be wider or not. So, but just in my case, I like the way this looks. So I'm going to switch back to the selection tool and I'm going to move it a bit. So right now, my my rectangle has a white fill color. Let me pull this out a bit. It has got a white fill color and a black stroke. If we double click right there, and if my rectangle is selected, then I'm able to change the color. It can be any custom color I want, or I could go to my color swatches right there, right? Or to my either option or preferences. No, I forgot the name of this bar up here, but I'm gonna call it the option bar because I cannot remember the correct name right now. So up here I've got my like my fill color, my stroke color, the stroke width. It's far, so if I click on the arrow, I will expand the swatches options, and I can click on any of those yellow colors. So I'm going to use this very basic color I've got right here, inside or fill color, to be yellow. So if I click anywhere outside, I deselect my my rectangle, and if I zoom in with Control Plus, I'm able to see that it's got a black stroke or line color, as I previously said, right? If I wanted to, I could just get rid of that stroke color by once more selecting the rectangle and then going up to the option bar, and on the second color picker, which is the one that controls the stroke color, I can just click on none, and that gets rid of my line color. There you go, right? But just for me to get a better look at my drawing right now, I'm just going to leave that to be a black stroke color. So now I'm going to draw the eraser of my pencil. So I'm going to select the rounded rectangle tool, and I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to use my smart grids. So it's really handy because Illustrator tells me like where to snap at the ends of my previous shape, or maybe I've got this center right there. So of course I'm going to snap from the right end, right? And if I press the up arrow key or down arrow key, I can control the roundness of my corners right there. So I'm going to leave it as that works pretty good for me. And of course, if I go back to the selection tool and then option bar, I can change the color. I'm going to make it be super, super bright pink, just because I can, right? And same thing, if I'm still in the selection tool and I click on my rounded rectangle tool, I can click and drag down and place it around there. Good. And you're still able to see it doesn't not quite right, because my rounded rectangle tool, since it was the last shape I just drew, it's on top of my rectangle, right? So if I want to send it to the back, all I gotta do is right click on my shape or secondary click and wait for my computer to revive itself. There you go. So right click, arrange, and then send it back, right? So I've got my eraser and then my wood part of my pencil. If I go back to the rectangle tool, then I can draw another rectangle. This time I will fill it with a nice light gray, and that's going to be like the metal part of my, sorry about that, of my pencil, the one that holds the eraser, right? So I'm just going to pull this up. And now I'm going to draw the wood part, right? Where you just sharpen that and you can see the wood instead of the white, the yellow paint. So this time I'm going to use the polygon tool. So the polygon tool draws from the center and out, and that's why I'm going to place my mouse right in the center of my previous shape. I bet most of you are not getting a triangle. You're getting like a polygon like so. So as we already covered on our previous video, up arrow key will add sides to your polygon. Downwards arrow key will you will get less sides to your polygon. So I guess, let's see, I believe 6 sides. Yeah, so 6 sides works really good. And I'm going to change the color once more. Right click, arrange, send it back. That works better, right? Selection tool. Good. And now I'm going to go back polygon, center and out. And now I want a triangle, right? And I'm going to fill it in with black color. Selection tool, right click, arrange, send it back. So it's almost there, but here's where I'm going to show you how the direct selection tool works. So I'm going to switch to the direct selection, which is a white arrow, and I'm going to zoom in, Control plus to zoom in. I'm going to hold the space bar, and then I'm going to click and drag to pan. So with my direct selection tool on, I'm going to click on the bottom anchor point. So shapes are made out of anchor points, right? For example, this square is made out of, is it a square? Yeah, it's a square. So as you can see, I can individually click on an anchor point and then drag it to change its shape. So if I zoom out, this makes much more sense, right? And then I can just go to the line segment tool and I'm going to draw a line, straight line. If I hold the shift key, I will draw perfectly straight lines. Then here's another trick. If I go to the selection tool, so my line is selected, I click and drag, but before I let go of my mouse, if I hold the Alt key, that will clone the shape I just drew, right? So see? Ta-da! So let me do that again for you, because I know this is pretty tricky. So selection tool, you click to select the shape you want to clone, right? So click, drag, and before you let go of the mouse, hold the Alt key in your keyboard. Another trick is if you hold the Shift key in your keyboard, that will constrain the movement to be a straight line or in 45 degrees. So, but I'm going to just stick with a straight line, right? So first you let go of your mouse and then of your keyboard, and then you've just cloned your previous line. So there it is. Super easy, right? Just using your shape tools, you were able to draw a very nice, super simple pencil that by using the selection tool you can rotate and move around. You can even, let me undo that, Control Z to undo. You can even scale it, right? So this was sort of like a crash course, right? Because you learned how to use the shape tools, how to change the color of the shape you already use, how to change the stroke color, how to arrange, right click, arrange send to back, or you can even send to front if you want to, but that's how you arrange stuff, and how to use the direct selection tool. So this was super intense if you're a beginner, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna keep going on, and I'm gonna go through all of those little things that we already used today. But it's easier to start like this, right? I'm gonna go through other stuff later on. But I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe. If you need more information, then you can go back to previous videos. If not, well, sorry about that. My throat's killing me right now. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. If you've got any questions, if you want to cover something else, just feel free to comment below. Bye!